Hello everyone, welcome to my stream. Today I will be streaming the one of the semi-finals of the Belgian Carcassonne Online Championship 2023. This championship is sponsored by Hansim Gluck and 999 Games. We are in the knockout stage semi-finals. I'm Krafiraf. I will be playing NW in a few days, but today we are going to watch and commentate Gina Gina against Moby Dick. Gina Gina is Nicolas Victor. He is current Belgian champion, not only live but also online. So he is the man to beat. And the one who is trying to attempt this is Moby Dick. She is a player from the French-speaking part of Belgium, and she was also team member of the Belgium team in the last World Cup. So let's take a look. Yes, the game has started. Yes, very clever. Moby Dick is saying, I start the first game. Because the idea is to alternate. Next game, Gina Gina should be the starting player. The software doesn't do that automatically, so you have to abandon the next game if Moby Dick is again starting player. She can start with a nice 4 points. And this is already an interesting decision. I would not try to invade the city. I would always put it here and put a meeple on the city that is wide in the open, while the other city is a little bit restricted by the road. This is huge. An 8-point swing. Normally the city cap is for Gina Gina, but Moby Dick is a little bit lucky to gain those 4 points as well. And now you should probably join this city. However, your opponent can try a 2 versus 1. This is also not bad, although there are still a lot of city caps left. So, no problem at all here. Oh, a monastery. And there's one interesting monastery spot, and Moby Dick finds it. You don't have to be afraid of this getting blocked. Currently, a lot of tiles fit in there. 9 curves, 4 crossroads, and also 3 roads with a city cap. There's one of the curves, but you don't want to help your opponent. You want to restrict this one a little bit. And it's totally safe to put a second monastery here. Ideally, you want to build next to an existing monastery. So if you build further, you can benefit from both. This is not that great, in my opinion. It's not a bad move, but it's not the best move. Although it's also 5 points. Oh, interesting choice there from Gina Gina. By the way, Moby Dick, I forgot to mention, is Maud Cagnier. That's her real name. And the third monastery. And when someone gets a lot of monasteries, they often have the advantage. This was a difficult tile to use. Thinking of a field meeple, and he does meeple the field. That's because he wants to is thinking that this city will also be in this field, so it's probably a 9-point field at least, with a lot of green space, maybe here, so you can build further. Good orientation, you don't want to leave open roads for your opponent, and this is perfect. So that's the reason why this move was a little bit surprising to me. Now you basically pre-built a road for your opponent, and also gave your opponent a point for this monastery. I would definitely try to invade here, but players are not getting the right tiles for that. You don't want to build in your opponent's field, and maybe you want to keep the field closed or restricted. And what would I do here? Probably not that one. I would prefer it, I think, here. So this side is at least closed. Maybe even here. So the bottom side is closed as well. You want to try to keep this field as tiny as possible. And now you have to invade here, I think. You have also green also has a meeple advantage, so that's the correct move. Mod now has to do exactly the same. But there is a problem. If you imagine you put this tile here, of course with the city facing south, your opponent can build further and you cannot. You have to find the right tile first, but then your opponent can invade again. And that's one of the difficulties in this situation. So maybe I would prefer to place it here, but with the city cap to the right, and try to block the square, so 2 meeples of my opponent would be blocked instead of and only one for myself. Strange tile placement, in my opinion. Maybe wanting to attack this city from multiple sides, but putting this here was, in my opinion, a little bit more effective. You never connect here as green. Oh, that's a little bit surprising. I don't know if I like this move. I don't know if I like this move. You're basically telling your opponent, you have to finish my city, I will not do it. And she now has this chance to do it. But she doesn't do it. Because of course it will give green 3 points for the city and 3 points for the field. But in this case, she's not going to get those 2 meeples back. On the other hand, she doesn't have a meeple disadvantage. In fact, she is ahead by a lot of points because of these monasteries. So, in that sense, this is a bit surprising to me. I would have taken, for example, 2 points here, or maybe build my city further, 2 points. And you don't want your second to last meeple, your one of your 2 only meeples in a road like this, you need at least two very expensive tiles, let's say, to get this meeple back. And Moby Dick should now recognize that and try to exploit it. Gina Gina is, by the way, getting the wrong tiles to block this monastery. And this is the problem of meepling this road. Now, are you going to put your last meeple on this or not? If your opponent finds a tile like this, they can put it on your city cap with a meeple. No, exactly, this is a correct move. And immediately Moby Dick is trying to save this meeple. And I would say that red is quite ahead now. And that's why Gina Gina is trying to gain points. Okay, and now red can invade here. And that's why Gina Gina does this. And you see, he has to spend a valuable city cap here, but he would have liked to place it here or probably there to get this meeple back. Don't finish this one. Your opponent has a meeple disadvantage, so let your opponent finish it. What you can do, for example, is place a field meeple here and try building this field. If you are red, you have a meeple advantage. Don't let your opponent do this. Or you can take 4 points to yourself, probably here. Try to create a little loop. It's better here than here because that will make the field a little bit larger. Still 4 curves are remaining. No! I understand, but I don't know about it. I would put it here, probably. Take 4 points. I think it was not the best move for Gina Gina to leave the city cap open, but I don't think he had a choice. He probably has to play it here. Making the field extra large. And also, yeah, Moby finds a curve. She will do this, but there's a problem with this move. This field meeple, the field is also going here. So with a few tiles, Gina Gina can place this city maybe in his field as well. This is a crucial move. There are 8 splitter tiles. All splitter tiles are out. Very well played by Moby Dick. All splitter tiles are out, so the only way to get this meeple back for green is to connect. And now probably this is a 9-point field. Moby has to place a meeple in this field if possible. Oh, that's unfortunate, but 6 points is not bad as well. And let me count the points. I suppose this will get connected. This is 3, 4, and this is 14. So Moby Dick is 10 points ahead at the board and 16 points and 6 points. So I think she's 32 points up. Minus 6. So that's 26 points. That's a lot. Of course, Gina will meeple this. And now Red should recognize that the only way, I think, for Gina to win this is by getting this monastery flip. But even then, I don't think it's possible. Here's a 6-point field. This is a 6-point field as well. Good move. Adding 2 extra points. Still a lot of tiles with a curve are left, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 6 or 7, if I counted correctly. Oh, you could, for example, place it here, put a meeple in the field, and with a single curve, you connect to this field. Although this is only a 6-point field, so you can better take 6 points elsewhere. This is a multi-purpose move. Oh, still not taking points. And that's indeed a dangerous move. It's not that clear anymore. She is thinking to block this one. Suppose this gets connected. 9 points, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 plus 6 is 19. 19 and 7 for green is 26. So green is at plus 10, but red has 14 and 10 is 24. So red is still 14 points ahead. Is that correct? Let's do a recount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, interesting move. 6-point field, but with your second to last meeple. This one has to go there, yes. Oh, Gina wins the coin flip. That's very unfortunate for Maud, for red. You have to place your last meeple here, I'm afraid. in the field. Try to block this one. Or maybe block it now. They are playing quite fast, so I cannot count cities. I cannot count tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think still one of those is left. 3, 4. Yes, so splitter tiles. 1. I think still a splitter tile is left. Oh no, 2. So maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you have to put it here with the city to the south. Correct move. Well played. And now, if Moby can connect here, that would be a huge move because that will take 6 points away from Nicholas. Maud still also wants to connect here. I think... Oh, this is difficult. If I were red now, I would take a pause and do a tile count. And also a point count. This is 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 and 7 is 26. Plus this is 85. So red is 19 points behind. 1, 2, 8, and 14. 22. I think red is ahead by a lot of points, actually. So meepling this, yeah. I think that's a little mistake, but because still 2 tiles were left for red, this only gives red 3 points, and there are, for example, this is a 6-point move. And you probably want to meeple that field for 6 points exactly. And hope for a curve as last move. I can see 4 points here, 5 points here for the road. Ooh, and there's the last curve of the game, and Moby will, of course, put it here and win the game. Very well played. I think this plan of Gina Gina didn't work out that good. This is only a 6-point field because of that move. And Moby was perfectly fine. Those 2 green meeples contributed for 7 points, while those 2 red meeples had 14 points. So 7 points more. Huge victory for Moby Dick. Moby Dick started the first game. So we are hoping now that Gina Gina will start the second game, or the game should be abandoned. There's the second game. And Gina Gina is now starting player, so people, they will play their game. Again, a monastery for Moby Dick, or a church, as she calls it. And now I think Gina Gina will do the correct move. Or, yeah, exactly. You can place it here with a meeple on top, or you can place it here, and your opponent will be hesitant to meeple this city because that will restrict this monastery a little bit. Or you need to open a bottle of beer. Moby Dick is referring to a picture that Gina Gina posted a few seconds before the start of the match. He posted a picture of Swedish whiskey. He's trying to experiment what works best to win games, but for now, it's not Swedish whiskey. Annoying move by Moby Dick, but correct one. Oh, meepling this field again. Very early field meeple. And I would do this exactly without a meeple, even. Maybe. Not that sure, but I think it's okay to not meeple it, but now Gina Gina has to meeple it, I guess. Or does he meeple this one? Take away the city cap. Yes, that's also a good move. That's an okay move, but I liked a straight line there. For example, this one. So you can put a monastery there. And I think it was better to put a straight line here with a meeple and put pressure on this. You have to meeple this, by the way. Yeah, Gina Gina is here totally in the lead, dictating the pace of the game. What to do here? This is exactly the reason why you should have kept a straight line for this, so you could finish your monastery with this monastery. And instead you could have used this tile here, trying to put pressure on this. Interesting, not towards his own monastery, but towards the monastery of the opponent. But I'm not sure why. Maybe he was afraid of getting two meeples blocked. Oh, not meepling this one. I would always meeple it somewhere here, I think. I think that's the correct move, actually. Now it's very hard for Gina Gina to do something about this road. He has to find this tile first before Moby can make the connection. And I would, if I were Gina Gina, put this here with a meeple on the city cap. So you can finish this city with a nice 4-point road. Don't face it to your opponent, but face it away, I guess. It's always a little bit annoying when you're restricting tiles of your opponent. Yeah, he can do the same, but... Okay, and now it's not easy to find a good move. Maybe put it here with the meeple in the field. Setting up for a small 12-point field. You have 3 meeples. Like that is also possible. But you are basically flipping for this one. Although, if Moby Dick, for example, can find a curve, Gina will need this tile for here. And again, this field is only worth 3 points at this point. So that's again an early meeple, and in my opinion, an early mistake. And now it's not possible to meeple this field. But you would love to meeple a field with this tile, but it's just not possible. And they are not getting the right tile to finish this. Now she should do something about this, I guess. No, okay. I do not agree with this move. It's okay to get this one blocked. If your opponent can finish this one, the game is over, I'm afraid. Again, put the curve here. Gina will probably meeple the field. Or maybe block here. Restrict this one and also put pressure on this. Good move. And that's exactly why you should do a move like that. It's risky to build here, because your opponent can invade. This is better, only 4 tiles fit in there, and all 4 are on the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, so this is permanently blocked. You have to do something about this. You have to. Or she's still hoping that she can invade in this city. Equal score. If you put a curve here, 1, 2, I think only 1 tile is left that fits here. It's worth to take the shot, I think. Or you could do this, but you always hit the field meeple. Always. Especially when you're up in meeples. And there's great potential for this field. Those 2 can also join this field later. For example, with a monastery here. There's a tile Moby Dick was hoping for to connect to this city, I guess, but yeah, now it's too late to block here. Those are 12 points for green and also 3 points for this field extra. Field meeple always. Yes. You don't want to waste the shields on a tile like this, so you have to place it here, I think, but you also want to meeple the field. But that's why it was important to meeple the field with this tile. Okay, interesting move. Pre-building a big city. So if you find this tile, you can meeple the city. I think you go here with a field meeple. Okay. Now, are you going to block this one? Or still pre-building the city? Which is also acceptable, I think. Or, of course, build this city. That's why I like this block a little bit better than this move. Exactly. That's a good move. Not a lot of places where you can put this tile. You can grab 2 points. It's your last meeple. You don't have to defend, there's no such tile left. But you can put a little bit of pressure there. That's a bit of a strange move. I think you should meeple this field now. But will it be enough is the question. Let's do a quick point count. 5, 13. Okay, let's do it again. 5 and 8 is 13. Imagine this gets connected. 14. But she is 8 points behind, so she is at +6. But this is already 7. Yeah, Gina is ahead by a lot. And Moby Dick now has to find an idea to gain a lot of points. And I think with her meeple count, it's certainly possible to do. First, you have to finish this city. Maybe even find this tile if it's still possible to find it. Only one. Still 2 of those tiles are left. And also, of course, and most importantly, probably is this field. If you can put a meeple here in this field, connect all those fields, it will be a 15-point field, and that could potentially win you the game. Important decision to make for Gina Gina. Do you meeple this, for example, or not? So your opponent will be a little bit reluctant to fill this gap, or do you build further? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only one triangle city was left, so that's correct, I think. You hope to finish this with a city cap and a triangle. Always. Field meeple. Yes. Whew, and now it's gonna be hard. Now it's gonna be hard for Moby to come back. Trying to connect here, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only one triangle and one of those is left. Let's see. This one with the shield, I think. No, that's there. So this one. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one. But with the shield. You have to find a way to invade this field. Is this one still possible? Ooh, you could have used this one for here. I like that more, I think. Put a meeple on the curve, on the road. Because... Ooh, taking 5 points. Recognizing that you have a lot of meeples, but I like the plan to invade that field. That would have been so much better. For example, why take 5 points here and not here? Your opponent can now just take 5 points and get the meeple back. That should be always the move, I think. You don't need all those connections to win the game. I think, yeah, Gina's referring to that one. And now probably invade, but the problem is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only one tile is left to make the connection. So it's probably just better to grab 6 points here, I guess. Yeah, because with this move, connecting, you go from 3 to 9. Or let's say this is 9-point city, this is a 3-point city, so you gain 6 points. But if you imagine to put this here, with that other tile, you also had 6 points. And without any risk, you already had 5 points. Now you only have 3 points. So again, this is suboptimal. I understand the plan, but it's too late for something like that. You have to do something more impactful. Oh, but this creates opportunities maybe to... Yeah, to join the field. Put the curve here and put a field meeple, maybe. Let's count. This is 7 and 15 is 22 and 9 is 31. So Gina is at 96. This is 8, 1, 2, 3, and 9 is 17, 18, 20, 24, 6, 7, 81. So Moby Dick is 15 points behind. 15 points. I think she is counting to connect here. But the problem is, Gina doesn't have to connect here. You can just let those live. Oh, this is better. Put it here, the curve, and meeple this field. So you could join this 9-point field. Is this still out or not? 1, 2, 3. No, this was the third one. If there was still such a tile, you could do this and meeple the road. And with this move, meeple the city. But it looks like we are going to a third game. Okay, let's do a quick tile count. We know one of those is left. No triangular cities are left. Extenders, 1, 2. Still one of those is left. Could be interesting to grab 6 points here. What else? City caps with a road. We know those 3 are out. The mirror image is this one. 1, 2. Still one of those is left. Starting tiles were out. 1, 2. Also this one. Oh no, this is the third one. Yeah, good move, I think. Curves, let's count curves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Only one curve is left, so put it this way was possible, but I guess that Gina knows all the tiles that are behind. No monasteries are left. 1, 2. 3, 4. Yeah, still one of those is left actually, I think, to make the connection. Or probably I made a mistake. There's also the tile that Moby Dick wanted to join here, but it doesn't matter. The game was over. What was the crucial mistake in my opinion? Let your opponent finish this 12-point city, plus 3 points for the field. That turned out to be crucial. And also waiting a little bit too long to meeple this field. Well played. And we are going to a third game. And Gina is the lucky one to start. But not with the best style, I suppose. Probably you have to take 2 quick points here, or do you meeple the city with the city facing to the right? No, that's a mistake, I think. You are leaving 3 points for your opponent. That was played very quickly, and I don't like this move. It was better to bring your road into this and have an open city cap. Moby Dick is a little bit lucky that she finds the curve first. This is a very nice monastery because it's easy to build a road around it, and that's why her opponent is trying to block this square or restrict it a little bit. I understand the move, but it's too early. Still two tiles fit in there, and I would like to see it turn the other way. So and also meeple the road to go for a shared road while building your monastery. Sure. Thank you for the feedback. Yeah, you could block here, but you wasted 3 tiles for that in the early stage. So I don't think this was a good plan. I'll go east. I think the whiskey is working now. This is the safest road indeed. She was considering doing something here, but it's easy blockable as well. So I would prefer it to put it or here, or maybe put the curve like so. Probably put it here and meeple this city cap. Hmm, I don't really like leaving this city cap open. I would not continue this one, but build here. Exactly. And now you have to put a road here and probably put a meeple on it, but not sure. Maybe not putting a meeple on it is safest. Oh, and Gina has only one meeple left, so still 5 monasteries to go. And ideally, you want to meeple those. I would place it here, facing that way. So in best case, you can connect all these. No, that's not good. That's not good. Your opponent can block you. 75% you find this tile, but you waste the valuable city cap tile. Building a monastery here is safe. I would do it here instead of here, because here you need two of the same tiles to fill in the gaps, while here you could also use a city tile and hope to build a city, for example. You have to put a curve here to protect the square, but your opponent found one of your tiles, one of your outs to complete this road or to continue this road. Imagine you had placed this one here. You could finish your city with this and block your opponent and also yourself, but you would have 1 point extra. And now suddenly Gina Gina is getting meeples back. But it's not obvious to see what to do. Probably here and meeple the monastery with the road down, I guess. I don't like this move. I would put the curve here, pre-building a new monastery, or perhaps do this with a meeple on the road to contain this meeple. That's the problem. This was not a good move. Because also now this square is more protected than without this tile. £14 behind. For Moby Dick. I don't agree with this. Or maybe, yeah, to get the meeple back, but I would love to see it here to pre-finish your road. On the other hand, now you have two meeples to work with and you can for example, try to finish your monastery. Or you could even try to block this square somehow. Put this tile here, facing to the right, and hope for a straight line, for example. That would leave this spot vulnerable to a 50-50. Only one tile fits in there. Played very quickly, although still a lot of city caps are left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 13 city caps are still to be played. This is great for Moby Dick, for red, It's an 8 versus 3 advantage, so 5 points victory here in this meeple mini battle. This will get equalized, I guess, and if not, it will be a little 2-point victory for red as well. But as you can see, red needs a lot of points to come back. This is a bit surprising to me. Why would you restrict your own meeples? Because you're in the lead, but no, you always have to clear the city gap. I understand this move, but you have to do it. I think, or yeah, maybe not, because now you're putting pressure on your opponent. Will he try to invade, or will he take 4 points? I would not hesitate here and always take 4 points. Because you can try to finish this monastery with another monastery. This is an excellent tile to get for Moby Dick. Yeah, exactly. Green's last monastery is probably the last winning tile, game-winning tile. That's this one. So I think red has to prevent it at all costs. But not sure. Let's do a point count. This is equal. +2 for red, +5 for red. That's +7, +12. This is 8, this is 12. So this is all equal, and red is at +1, but -10 at the scoreboard. So red is at -9, green is at +9 currently. And now, yeah, this is a difficult decision. Do you save this spot for the last monastery? But that could allow your opponent to fill in the gap for 9 points later. Or do you place it here with the city here? So you can grab 4 city points instead. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's a good point. There's one remaining splitter tile like this. One of the ideas to come back is to use that splitter tile here, with a meeple of course, and try to join here. Still 3 of those tiles are left. No, 2 to make this connection. Good move. Or your opponent would have gotten 4 points. And now, is it time to use a meeple for the field? Or not yet? Or do you try to finish this one first? Oh, I don't know what to think about of that. That's a little bit of a strange move. Yeah, of course, your opponent will be hesitant to finish this city, but now she can do that. Exactly. Oh, that's very unfortunate. This is game ending. Okay, how to win from this? I think you have to start building this city, hope to finish it, put a field meeple while you finish it. Hope for that splitter tile, although you need at least 20 points to come back, I guess. And the 7-point city will not do the job for you. Or 6 points. I would put it here and hope for a connection. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or maybe not. It's too risky to have that meeple blocked. If Moby Dick can somehow finish this one, that would be huge. Maybe get this meeple back? I don't know. No, probably not. One, two, three, four, five, six. It's still possible to finish this one. Yeah, that's why Gina is trying to invade. And I also missed this tile. This was the fourth tile to free this meeple. I didn't like this move, and now you can see why it was not the best move. It's too easy to trap this meeple. Four extra points for Gina. Red has plus 12 at the board. Maybe he is considering to do this. But yeah, this is just safest. Does this championship determine who gets on Team Belgium for the World Team Carcassonne Championship online? Not really. The four semi-finalists, they don't have to play a pre-qualification, but all four semi-finalists already don't have to play the pre-qualification because all those four are already in Team Belgium. So I will let you see it in a second. What I mean. Yeah, this was very unfortunate. Now you have to meeple this field. 12 points, but the gap is too huge. This is a 6-point field. But this is even better, I think. Here's a 9-point field. Exactly, 71 knives. I forgot about that one. The winner will get a guaranteed spot on the team. You can use this here to gain 3 extra points for your field, but probably your opponent will take this 9-point field. Yeah, this is just great, extending the field and also grabbing 3 points. And now you probably put this here so your opponent cannot take this 6-point field, but here's also a 6-point field, so it doesn't really matter. It's a game over for Moby Dick. Meanwhile, we can maybe take a look at the question of Alex. The qualification tournament for Team Belgium is a 10-day round robin tournament with up to 15 players. The players who are qualified to play this tournament are previous Team Belgium, including Gina Gina and Moby Dick, but also Nico Wellemans and myself. We are the 4 semi-finalists, and we also have 4 other team members that, or 5, I should say, that qualify immediately for this qualification tournament. And the remaining spots, so we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 people here. So 6 of those 15 will be determined in a pre-qualification tournament. And the qualified players for Team Belgium will be the winner indeed of this tournament, but also Nico Wellemans to ensure continuity and organization. He is our team captain, so it's fair to give him a spot in the team as well. And of course, the best players of the qualification tournament. Moby Dick played this move here, but Gina Gina wins convincingly this last game. Very well played. Moby Dick put up a really good fight, especially by winning the first game. But like last year, Gina Gina is one of the finalists. And who will be the second finalist will be determined probably next weekend. I will be playing against Nico, who is currently a little bit sick. So I wish him all the best and hope for a swift recovery. Exactly, the second game could have gone either way. Top late. Congratulations indeed to Nicolas. His goal. Still drinking his whiskey, I suppose. And we will end the stream here. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you soon. And bye for now.